Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We're gonna get rolling with part 12 of our Ostranauts stream, and hopefully we'll actually get to some dealing with some of the goals or running some gigs, things like that. But first, let's get inside and unpause the world, get inside, and see what's rolling. I know I've told you to do some things, but we're gonna ignore that right now. I believe our license is expired. Yeah, must purchase. Okay, so we don't have enough money for the uh, multi-day license. And I'd like to do that. So let's go see if we can sell a couple more items to the fixer. And we're not going to buy it right now anyway, because we're not going to do that until the last minute before we leave. Hi there, Raiders. Good to see you guys. Hope you'll stick around for a little bit. Right now, we're visiting the fixer. Oops. Clobbered by memory, the dumbest thing you've ever said. It arrives without warning, a memory from so long ago, so embarrassing, so superheated by shame that it feels like molten metal poured down the center of your back. Why do these devs always want to call me out like this? Why did you say that? The question haunts you. You could have said anything, quite literally, and instead you said that. To their face, their eyes, their pained wince. Your rational mind assures you they've forgotten it by now. Surely they've lost track of that catastrophically stupid thing you said, but the soul is not rational and memory is not fair. So here it sits, the dumbest thing you've ever said. The moment as fresh now, years later, as it has ever been. Wow, it's going to take a couple hours to shake that one off, or years, or the rest of your life, or a lot of therapy. All right, fixer. What can we fix? We want that spear, and it is a rock bottom price. So we're going to grab that real quick. That is a great weapon in that it gives you some distance on whoever you're fighting. And it doesn't seem to interfere with, the length of it doesn't seem to cause you any trouble in relatively tight spaces. Um, let's see what we want to unload here. Need to polish that one up. This one's still damaged. This is still damaged. He would probably buy, especially since he's wanting to buy this door. If I'll go ahead and get that one polished up, he'll buy it for more. Don't want to sell him my truck, even if he does want it. And the items in the truck are things I want to keep. Unfortunately, he doesn't want the thruster, which he'd probably give me for 5,000, which is a lot better than the license kiosk would. So we are going to want around and socialize a bit with different folks, including the fixer here for a minute. Uh, then after we've got enough of that, we'll head back and so clearly we need to go ahead and finish repairing and the uh, distribution pump um, and the doors. And by then he may want the Halverson. So we'll see what happens with that. It's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Hopefully didn't annoy you. Ask about their. Okay, this is one of the quests or the goals, as it likes to say. Uh, so we can go ahead and accept that. Do a little favor for them, so getting better. They actually do view us as a contact now, which is awesome. We view them as a friend, but they haven't decided that's the case with us yet. Maybe agreeing, getting some results will help out. Going to enter into social combat here, which is what the devs call this whole thing. So everybody likes to talk about themselves, ask about their skills. See, they consider us a friend now. Bingo. They are skilled in zero G movement and operations, which means they would make a great crew member, except they've got a great job, which is being the fixer on the station. So they're not going to come visit us. They're not going to come work with us. But that's what we're looking for in somebody that we want to hire. Don't want to badmouth my enemies. These can be kind of sensitive. Uh, they're not gonna, they're not, no matter how high I jump, uh, what kind of offer I give, they're not gonna abandon their position here to come crew for us, and we wouldn't want them to because they're a key contact, key resource here on the station. Well, let's just ask what's up. So they say so. Um, shoot the breeze. They open up about their insecurities. That's awesome. I am gonna, because I'm always the bard. I'm always gonna flirt a little bit, just like I flirt with cashiers at the grocery store. Look at us. We're gonna nod. Awesome. And I think it's, yeah, ball's still in our court after that one, so reminisce. Old war stories. Boring old war stories. He changes the subject. Not unexpected. Um, oh, we see them as a lover. Oops. Uh, went a little further with that flirt than I really intended, but that's all right. Always good to have whatever the maximal possible uh, interaction with the fixer and other important characters on the station. So if we get them up to that level, they're going to be less likely to be a problem in future interactions. I'm going to do the show trick just because it's fun to watch. Mine was always striking a match from a packet of matches with one hand without actually removing it from the packet of matches. Takes a little dexterity. It's a great bar trick. No one smokes in bars anymore, so even though I was always a non-smoker, it was something I figured out how to do after seeing somebody do it once. Mm, I'm gonna say put our hand. I am gonna do the flirt reply. Oh, they see us as a lover too. I don't know when that happened. So we've got a lover. We can actually consider them an X if we want to, but social interactions are good for your, mental well-being. So if we look at ourselves, um, the doing good social stuff like this will help us have positive traits in the green here, as opposed to negative traits, and keep our mental being as well. One of the best things to do is to go ahead and give ourselves some free time to wander around, watch the telly or whatever. Um, so the flirt reply looks like it was a little too much. They tell us to back off. They need some space. Um, let's go back to them real quick because to ourselves. There we go. I'm not going to literally back away slowly, but I am going to change the subject and then go ahead and leave, which I don't think it's going to let me do right this second. No, there it is. Leave. Later, skater. Good to get to know you. And they probably won't reply back, but we'll just let time roll. Sweet. So with that, we actually got rid of that negative trait we had, which is awesome. Oh, no, that's him I'm looking at now. Yeah, we're still greedy. I don't know if that's super negative, but we feel like it is. I'm gonna cheating death. Then we go talk to our friend the bartender. Now I said this on the last stream, and if you're still here, LMG, I'll say it again. I always think of this bartender as being you, although I know you're a bar manager, not actually a bartender. Let's see what's up. So we harass them a little bit while they're doing their job because steal away, steal away. We're going to harass them a little bit while they're doing their job because bartenders are your cut rate therapist, as I always view them. And I flat out tell them that, but I try not to be too much of a pain in the ass. So, what was their response? Gently place their hand on us. We do see each other as an acquaintance. Let's see if we can jump that up to friend. Again, I flirt with everybody because I'm the bard. From reply, I raised my eyebrows suggestively as we flirt, which I have been known to do. Hey, look at us. Oh, good, good, good. Don't want to shoot the breeze. Let's do the nod. And now the ball's still in our court, so we're going to lightly touch since they just touched us. Now this could be, the devs have expressed that these are kind of generic. It could be a punch in the shoulder, or the open arms could be a one-armed hug. It's not less necessary to be interpreted literally in uh, given levels of these are, even the lover isn't necessarily we're having sex. It could be that we just are really comfortable with each other at the highest level of friendship. But you can view it however you want, which is one of the things I love about this game is it really does let you do whatever you want. They told us about their securities. We are going to open arms. Give them a little hug. Now, my character is charismatic and beautiful, which usually makes these interactions really go fast as far as the level of improving the relationship. Um, place the hand. Actually, kind of surprised we already haven't hit friend, uh, but it does seem like they've nerfed that a little bit. Maybe they thought it just got a little too easy if you were charismatic and beautiful. You get those from one of the interactions in character creation. It's always a good one to pick up. And just for fun, I won't tell you which one, but it is in, obviously the character creation episode here. If you go back, which I think is fun because it's a mini game in and of itself, and I like to say it reminds me of the classic tabletop wargaming, uh, tabletop role playing game Traveler, in that it's where it was actually possible to die during character creation. Uh, I don't think you could literally die during this character creation, but you can end up in jail for a while. So there are issues. You can certainly pick up injuries, uh, which could hamper you from then on. So character creation is a very serious part of this game. They did touch us again. We are going to go ahead and leave it at that, I think. Talk about the weather, which is always fun because we're in a space station. Comments about the recent humidity and temperature on board, as if it wasn't climate controlled at every second. They read. I'm not sure what their urgency is. Let's see. Do have mildly funny. Okay, reassuring logic. I hate this one. No, this was not the one that says it's all in their head. So I don't like saying that one. Even though, again, these are not literally what you say. Uh, oh, they consider us a friend now. We don't consider them a friend quite yet, but that's awesome. So I'm going to wrap this one up on the next cycle. Let's wait for their reply. Take a bit deep breath and nod. I believe I've already asked about, yes, skilled in zero G ops. Again, somebody that would be ideal to hire as a crew, but since they're a bartender, they've got an awesome job in in the grand scheme of things here on the station anyway. And they're very unlikely to go with us, even if we negotiated for that. Um, so I am going to do one final what's up. And then next time leave comes up as an option, I'm going to go ahead and do that. That was our main goal, is to get them to consider us a friend here. And hey, look at us. So we could take the subby option. Yes, sir. Not my style, but hey. Not the one I like to do back to this is to smile demurely, actually, but it's not coming up as an option. So I'm just going to do the nod. And take a deep breath and nod. We feel that our dreams are in sync with reality. And can we say, yeah, we can say later. So let's go ahead and later. And we'll unpause and just see if they've got anything else to say to us before we walk off. Looks like they're heading back to work. So I do want to pick up some food if I've got some room. Yeah. And the cart here, although it's different from my favorite cart, I mean, there's two in the port, but the ones here are actually the ones in other places are absolutely a little lower priced for the exact same stuff. And this is one of my favorite things here. The just sounds good, but I'll buy them all just for variety over time. So just want this to go right to my hand, into my crate. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one. Which, yeah, there it is. Now, we're not hungry right now. In fact, we're a little stuffed. And I've been doing all this with my helmet on, which might help with that headache. We'll take that off. And I did want to check the Sundries kiosk, which has a different sort of focus than the one that's in the port. So, for instance, if we wanted to just outright buy a treadmill or many other parts for the boat, this is a good place to do it. Yeah, there's the medical bed, which is awesome. We've already got a sleeping bunk, although we don't have which is a much more restful bed than the standard little sleeping bag looking one like we've got back in our dorm room. The medical bed will actually heal you up as well as provide sleep. The sleeping bunk gives you a boost to a buff on top of the medical bed, but doesn't provide the sleep value. So I like to have both of these on the ship, and we can buy both the treadmill, which it tells us here. If we fast forward while on this, not the 16x, but actually use the hourly fast forward, we can train fit or remove unfit. So we're unfit right now. We definitely want to do that at some point. And this exercise system will let us train strong or remove feeble. We definitely want to at least get feeble off. Ideally, we want to go ahead and train strong after that. So these are definitely in the cards. May not happen in this particular run because I'm going to end it around episode 15. So since we're in 12 right now, probably not going to get to that point. There's something else I wanted to look at real quick. These are the bulkhead bins I like, is these white ones. I just like the look at them. The actual high value ones are actually these guys. I don't like the one spot ones. I like the 2 or 3s. I don't like the corner ones very much either. They just seem kind of awkward. And I like the bins because they don't actually take up floor space. They don't hold as much as the racks, but they don't take up any floor space and give you some extra squares. So I use them for different things. Like I have one as my library, one as my liquor cabinet, one as my weapons locker. These are awesome if you can find them, but you can outright buy them. the I prefer the blue setting anyway, so I just get blue lights, which you find any of. There's the jukebox, which I was talking about. It's awesome because it comes with 3 tracks. Uh, okay, it doesn't actually say CDs; it says tracks. Analog sealed jukebox, 5 starter tracks and room for expansion. But it actually adds some additional music to the game, which is awesome. Which you are only going to really hear when you're on your ship, but it's pretty awesome that it does that. That it has actual functionality. Used to could sit down and play a game on this, but it doesn't seem to do anything anymore. Um, and it was kind of abstracted. The breakout console, which I thought would be here too, is pretty awesome. Yeah, there we go. Arcade gaming is pretty awesome because it'll actually say you've like leveled up and oh you died, and talking about the actual sport breakout, or you don't die, I don't think. Talking about the actual sport breakout is one of the conversation gambits that you can use. So it's always good to watch a little breakout on your television so that you have something to talk about with folks. So I'm just going to exit out of this. I really wanted to just look it over, remind myself what was there. And one of the goals for this episode is we're going to try to run a gig. Let's see what's available. So we're in the Emporium. We go over to this one's hard to get done in the 20 seconds because it's such a haul from the transit to the uh, gig nexus in commercial. So of course, a lot of them are that one. You can do it, but you've got to just do everything perfect, and it's a lot of managing your space bar to pause. And we could potentially go out and check on this, and we'd have 45 minutes to do it. It has a really nice payout if we get it done in the 45 minutes. I might look at that again just before we launch again, because that'd be an awesome way to finish up the stream, the final stream anyway. You know, this was way out, not really something we want to accomplish with our current ship. I do like these kinds of things. Of course, I'm getting a ton of them right now when it's not really what I'm looking for. A little too far away. And often a lot of them will actually have distances in astronomic units. You definitely don't want to grab one of those until you have a torch drive and some familiarity with using it. Um, never got. I've had a torch drive. I've never been able to get it to even had it where it should theoretically be fully operational, but I've never managed to actually fire it up successfully. I was kind of afraid of it and explode it. Anyway, it's the worst thing that can happen. You die. Massive dose of radiation. Um, where is this one? Yeah, further away than Earth is. uh, to actually in Venus. So can't get there. That'd be an awesome one. We get plenty of time to get it done. Uh, since I'm the bard, we do romantic entrapment is sort of a thing. But maybe we can find one like that closer to home. I think that's all of them. So just want to run through them real quick again. Nothing really suitable for what I'm looking for right this minute, except for this one. We'll probably get the medium tier payout, but I want to just do one to do one. I did a couple in the early episodes to get some money together for the suit, which we found a ticket before we had gathered enough money. So the ticket had a little time left on it, so we went out and did some disassembly. All right. Now, here comes the fun. Hit pause. Use. Nope. Did we take the gig? Apparently we didn't. Okay, we're in Old Emporium. Take the gig. Job taken. Pause. Access locker. There we go. Grab the part and run. There's no run. I should be pausing to save every second, but I know I'm not going to make the 20 seconds, so I'm not super hurried. Oh, we need to go to commercial. Also, you got to click the right place or you waste time. Access transit. See if we can still come in under 40 seconds here. So here's our gig, Nexus. Gonna go straight for the locker on that. Switch to use. And my gigs, mine is 17, but I've got 2 seconds left in the 40-second. So I'm going to get the mid-tier payout. Right. Let's go talk to the Port Authority. Another person to make friends with. So also there's a they actually summoned me over the loudspeaker, so this is one of our goals slash quests. Ocelot mentions the PA summons that directed him to contact Mary. Mary hands over what looks like a tracking device while nonchalantly instructing Ocelot to plant it on Enzo without their notice. So be a spy. Again, completely in our role as, or in our comfort level as the bard character here that we are. So let's see where Enzo actually is. It's probably this bartender right over here. Yeah. So they consider us a stranger. We could just go ahead and plant the device. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do that to knock that out of the way. Device. Ocelot feigns nearly colliding with Enzo, an apology and a few angry gestures later, and Mary's request is complete. The device is planted, but Ocelot wonders what that may mean for Enzo and for themselves. On this rock, Iocorp holds the power to both bless and curse. So good to not be on their bad side. I will come back and try to make friends with them. Hopefully we haven't damaged that potential. It's always good to have bartenders on your side, in my opinion. But we're just going to finish up this quest. We're walking back over to Mary. Thank you, Mr. Otto. And I think if we get in here, it does not give us access. So maybe we don't have to do anything other than do it. Thought we had to sort of report back in. Let's look at our goals real quick. That should tell us. Yeah, I think it's disappeared. Let's find Sebastian. He's in the port. Let's see what he's asking for. Everybody hydrate. I'm going to have some of my definitely sweet tea, not anything else. It really is. I mean, except by Southern standards, it's not sweet. I don't want to go into the ship. To find Sebastian, which is probably him. Yep. Ask about the research project. Okay, he wants 4 Kang intake regulators. They're willing to pay $10,000 for those. So 2,500 a piece is typically more than even the fix it will give us. So good deal. We just need to grab 4, get them buffed up, and come back to him. Now, I believe there was another ask about being called. Yeah, so this is a separate quest. Accusing them of filing an insurance claim on a recently destroyed racing vessel that was in somebody else's name. Sebastian asks Ocelot to go talk to them and set the record straight. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Wants us to talk to Jennifer. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because we know about it. And she's not here. Let's see where she is. She's in commercial, so let's head there. Naturally, it wants us to go where we just came from. And it should tell us where to go to find her. What's her? It's not behaving very well when I tooltip it. Yeah, that's her. Okay. So we're supposed to scare them into backing off. My tooltip is not behaving. I may have to go ahead and end this stream and restart to straighten that out because it's really annoying. I'm just going to go ahead and bluff through this one, see what happens. Jennifer relents under the pressure. Ocelot tells them to bury the insurance fraud report or else. Jennifer relents under the pressure. They agree to retract the investigation into Sebastian, but insists there is more to the story than meets the eye. So we don't want them to hate us. So I would like to work on them a little bit, but you know, hey, I'm going to beat you up, but hey, let's be friends. think in this case, it should tell us we need to report back. No, it does not. So, State's having a couple. Let's see where they are. They're on the flotilla. So, I'd love to go visit that before this run is over, but I'm not quite sure it's in the cards. In the meantime, take a quick 10-15 minute break and restart the game. See if I can get rid of that problem with the tooltip. See, if it's just her, I'm not going to worry about it. So, yeah, see, it's happening no matter what. We're stuck on. It's very annoying. Okay, so I'm going to head back to the port real quick and go ahead and save the game and then do a restart reload off stream. Thanks for the raiders who came in, and hope you'll join me again in just a few minutes. But I prefer to do my technical stuff while I'm off stream. See you in a bit for part 13.